It's no secret that Palworld has had an explosive release, selling copies like it was going out of style, and for a game that isn't finished yet, I can't remember a time when a game was this popular, let alone this goddamn good. Launching Palworld, you are greeted with this amazingly cheery and inspiring music, where you can decide to play online or offline, where you can name your own world and dictate what settings are enabled to set how easy or difficult you would like your experience to be. You can do this from the basic difficulty selector on the world creator, or you can go into the custom settings and dig deep into the nitty gritty of individual settings to give you a truly user-tailored experience. Once you have set up your world, you're on your way to creating your own avatar within the game, which sports a pleasant cartoon-like aesthetic, where you can choose your body type, face type, hair, facial hair, hair color, eye color, and voice.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Huh.
Huh? Yeah!
Once you are satisfied, you can launch into the world and experience what the game has to offer. Now, it's important to note that currently you cannot change how you look after character creation, but you will find a note on the main menu. This is a feature which is coming. You'll wake up semi-naked on a beach, awakened by a bunch of pals looking at you curiously before they instantly get afraid and run away. Once you are in the world, you are given little tips and tutorials on what you should do to start settling yourself into the game. Collect some wood, collect some rocks, start building some stuff. If you have played a survival game, you really know what you're in for. The controls for Palworld are very easy to get the hang of. The developers kept ease of use in mind and made scrolling through menus and building super easy to navigate through by using the 1 to 3 keys for different build sets, or you can just use the scroll wheel on your mouse. I'm playing this on PC, but my kids are playing this on Xbox, and my 9 and 6-year-old had no issues with navigating the controls. Like any survival game, you'll need to manage your hunger levels as you expend energy performing various activities. I found collecting berries in the starting area to be a great way to manage this, as they are a fairly plentiful resource. This isn't all about survival though. We need some pals, and our pals are super useful to us in our adventure. See, they can act as our fighting companions and assist us in our adventures, but pals also have a secondary use as well. To capture a pal, you will need to weaken it into submission. So, starting out early, you can just run up to one of these little buggers and start wailing on it with your fists. Just keep your eyes on its health. One thing Palworld does really well is when you're about to throw one of your pal spheres, it gives you an indicator on how likely you are to succeed in capturing the target pal, which is great early on, but when you get to later on in the game and you have pal companions who aid you in combat, they can finish off target pals for you, rendering them uncapturable. So, I found the best way to combat this is when you're in the ballpark of health for your target, recall your pal into its pal sphere. Once you have your PAL storage unit up and running, you can establish a base. To do this, you will need to harvest wood, rock, and paldium as basic core materials. The game does an excellent job at giving you pathways and little quests to level you up, like go catch 5 of this particular type of PAL, and build this structure to increase your base level. And as you level up and meet these requirements, you will unlock technology points. Technology points are used to allow you to build different items out of your materials. And, as you are pretty much naked when you start the game, when night hits, you want to ensure that you have a heat source like a campfire or torch in order to stay warm. With the basic crafting materials, you can craft yourself a pickaxe and an axe to easily harvest wood, paldium, and rock, so you can get cracking on a house to keep warm during the evenings. Don't let yourself get caught in the trap of I have to hang around the base to be safe. Yes, get yourself established, but the game is great at getting you to venture out and explore, and in doing so, you will find other variants of pals to be battled and captured. Collect a variety of them, and by all means, capture more than one of the same type. The reason you want to capture more of the same type is because some pals have poor work ethic, like being destructive or are just slackers. Different pals have different skills, and their type determines what they can do for you and your base in terms of automation, which will in turn make crafting materials and food that much easier. To kick off your pal automation, you need to assign them to your base as active members, and on selecting and assigning the pal, you can see what they are good at as well as what traits they have. Some pals might be great at watering, like water type pals. Other pals are great at cooking and smelting, fire type pals. Seeding a berry farm automatically? The grass type pal can handle that. You want lumber production? Get yourself some forest type pals. You get the idea. In addition to this, pals also have traits. Some are great as foremen, others are workaholics. But you get the negative side with this as well. Some are destructive, some are slackers, while others have eating disorders where they will just inhale your food stores. But in all this, you also need to take into consideration what your pal needs to be comfortable and to keep working for you optimally, so you need to ensure you cover the basics. A place for them to sleep. You can craft pal beds. Make sure the pal bed is a 1-to-1 ratio. Feeding troughs. Make sure these are stacked up with food. But once you have your berry farm automated, a gathering pal will top this up for you. As you progress, a hot spring. To give the pals a place where they can zen out and unwind after a hard day's work keeping your base up and running. This gives you the ability to explore, and don't be shy. You'll see these red totems which allow you to fast travel. Keep in mind you can't just fast travel from anywhere to a totem. You have to go totem to totem or totem to base. But what makes this game so amazing? Well, I for one am ultimately impressed with the base automation, but I love how you can use the pals in combat, and with the right equipment you can have more than one pal summoned at once. To defeat the first syndicate boss, I used a Daydream with the necklace enhancement to have the Daydream and a Dinosaur and Malchrist in battle at once, and the action is real time. Shoot, dodge, jump around against your opponents, keeping you on the edge of your seat in combat against bosses especially, and you can roll to other pals in real time. So if one of yours faints in combat, no dramas, just roll to the next one and keep the combat going. And because this is offline and online, what it really means, you can bring your friends or join an online world. So however you play, you can bring your pals, you can make some pals, you can fight some pals, and you can catch some pals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.